Hello, all, and welcome to Wednesday, for better or for worse. All right. Now we are going to do the work as we always do. It's time to do the work. So, both Brent and my wife have gone over this now. And so now I am going through and doing the edits on this. A lot of edits to go through. So, here we are. The first. She didn't actually ding the first page. Kim Patchy. Hello, Kim Patchy. Been to Paris. I like Paris. I don't think I've ever been to Bayern. That's all right. You don't have to watch. You don't have to watch. The disaster is going to happen whether you like it or not, Brent. This font is too small. I see a lot of this font is too small. And now I have gotten them out of order, and I'm going to regret my life choices. Oh no, Hone, are you still? Hone, are you having the thing where you're working late again? Risking life and limb coming and seeing you. All right. Okay. So she left page 1 alone. It's the only one she left alone.
That's not true.
Between
I go. I love you.
I love you too.
Hello, quacks.
And then go license well.
Right.
There you go. That's what we're after. Trying to organize these so they're correct. Yes, there's more coffee. I made you more coffee. All right. Okay, good. That page is clear. It's the last one. All right. You got the night shift for the whole. That's horrible. All right. She says eliminate these ellipses. That's easy. Ellipsinate. There we go. We have ellipsinated. Cleared that. Make sure that there's no junk, because there's a couple of these that have still like junk left over. Oh, that means you can hang out with us. Okay. And on that, I think I actually want her to, or I think she's going to say, although she didn't, but she would have said, this guy needs to go back into shop. Like, I feel like some of these are still written in Comic Sans. Like, this doesn't even look like it's, I don't know. Anyway, I will de-ellipsinate that one anyway. You know what? Let's go in here and see what we can do about bringing this up to code, so to speak. Let's put everything into the correct font. Wow, that's a bizarre font. Okay. Weird fonts. Okay. Now let's try this. You could be here and not kill anybody, or right? Don't do that. Don't kill people. Oh, no. Not worth the prison sentence. We need to decide, because I resized these, so we don't know what the size is. So let's bring up one of the other pages later on where everything is uniform, because these guys are absolutely uniform. All of this is the same thing. So let's figure this out. Hey, TV. Because it's at a different size, because these are not at. So 9 point is where we are. You could. Spring's book is at 9 point. All right, so now we know that. We don't have to worry about that one. But we should set this now for 9 point. Set at 9 point, we should be able to, whenever the wife says, hey, that's not so good, we can go in here like, I don't like the text here. Now I can go in here and kind of redo these. Let's see, that looks much better. First, they have to have coffee. Then they have to talk forever. What is it with these people? Or, go. Right? You have to stop at the gas station. I will use for this next one because it's um, Oracle speaking in Spock's voice. There we go. And then I will do this to make it work. And then I can put that there. And what I will do is then switch back to this before because it never. No one else. No. Break. No one else has done this before. Break, break, break. There might be a reason. Okay. Yeah, that's the one that's going to need adjustment, which is all right. No killing of people yet. Gotcha. So we're gonna do a little bit of surgery here, because this one really needed some help. First thing we're gonna do is just bring the entire image down just a hair. I didn't understand safes at this point, so there's a certain amount of not quite understanding my doing okay so far. I mean, like, we're gonna be doing this, and then I mean, this is much more interesting than. I mean, it sounds irritating, but it's really not. I'm actually very pleased with it. It's so. I mean, short of being abducted by blankets, how are things going on your side of the world, Ken? Thank you, Dr. McCoy. right? You want coffee after midnight? That's up to you, man. That's on you. Why are you not? Oh, we have to. And then we'll go back here and we'll do the same thing. We will take. A little harder because it's going to end up covering my signature, which is fine. Rebuild that as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give TB a much larger spot to talk about here and drop this whole frame down like so, and give TB more room to talk here. I can't do much vertically because there's not a whole lot of room that I've given myself here. So I have to do what we've got with what we've got. That's black. Not only that, I really would love to change the wording on this. However, this TB wouldn't say that today. He'd be a lot more snarky. And so there's a certain amount of what am I allowed to change? You know what I mean? Nope. What we call the Maya rule. The Mariah rule says that she likes seeing growth. So she wants to see us see how we grew as artists. So she's totally against changing too much because then you take out the growth aspect. You don't see the growth of the comic and things like that. So she doesn't want me changing that, which is fine. I don't have any problem with that. Now we have to go up and do some serious surgery. The problem is, now we get this close, you can really see these were scanned in a long time ago. The JPEG artifacts alone are enough to make you realize that this is from a time long ago. Dang it. Dang it. I'm like determined to do this wrong. I'm going here with just a blend tool. Just blend it in a little bit so that it's not so obvious. I mean, it's going to be, I mean, there's definitely patching going on in here, but no reason to make it distractingly obvious that I patched everything. As long as you take the straight line out, it's a little bit better. Those JPEG artifacts. All right, that one is easier fixed than this guy. And boost. Let's fix that. Boost. All right, I think I've gotten that one squared away. It's clear that I'm using Comic Sans here and thinking I was cool. Someday, guys, we'll have to figure this out because we can't keep it at Comic Sans. And really, it's only these first, say, 10 pages. After that, I don't use Comic Sans anymore. I use my own font. Just knocked on the doors. So I actually have two different fonts that I made myself. Both of these are my handwriting. There's this font and this font. This font I use the one that's got Dr. McCoy on it. That font is used for Bellatrix Rising because it's more of a comic book font. And this one over here is the one I've been using for Springs because it's actually just like a really nice straight version of my handwriting where I just did it really nice. And I picked up like things that nobody wants in a real font I have in here. Like, for example, my mom used to write E's as reversed 3s, and I picked that up from her. And so now I still write my E's as reversed 3s. And so whenever I made my own font, I did these reversed 3 E's, and then people were like, oh yeah, you can't do that for a comic book. So I had to go make a normal font that had normal E's in them. You know, like this one, which has a normal E in it. And so that's where this font comes from. But it was always a thing where I was making my own font. Wow. So that message was my wife, the one that you just saw here. She's already been to the DMV, gotten her plates, gotten a new temp tag, and paid for it. So, I mean, and Mark, what was that, like 15 minutes? I think that's a record for the DMV. Like, nobody goes for 15 minutes DMV. You know what? I'm here. We're here. So it's interesting. My wife we purchased a new electric car, and it is super not expensive. Man. Your clothes? Or are we talking about somebody else's clothes? Just clothes in general? Oh, man. All of a sudden, sneeze attack. Oh, your clothes. I get it. Well, I won't ask about your clothes then. I wouldn't know anyway, but... Oh, man. Dang it. Stop being a pest. Text. I think suits are cool, man. Bow ties are cool. Doctor Who says that all the time. Besides, better you than me, my friend. Better you than me. I am not a suit person. somebody's back. And really, honestly, wouldn't take that much effort. I don't know what she needed, but she needed something. That's okay. She's getting stuff done this morning. She's been very productive. Very productive. I have no idea why your suit has. I know what tails are on a suit, but I don't know what ears are on a suit. There we go. We've fixed this page. We spent 40 minutes on this page, but we fixed this page. If it doesn't take that much time, I'm not going to have a problem with working a little extra on the early 30, because those early 30 comics, they're all using Comic Sans, and dumping Comic Sans would be cat ears. Gotcha. Comic Sans is generally, people find using Comic Sans to be a little gauche. So wouldn't hurt me to go in here and like, I can see that like here the text is just a little off on everything. So if I come in here and just rewrite these a little, let's see what happens. I assume that means you're not wearing like a suit with a tie and stuff like that. You're talking about like a costume. And if you don't want to talk about it, we're talking an awful lot about it. this and see just how messed up. Oh, gotcha. So it is really a suit, like with a tie. Yeah, back to the better you than me. I don't do. I just don't do suits well. This isn't going to do me well tomorrow. That's all right. That's fair. Oh, yeah. Happens to the best of us, my friend. Happens to the best of us. All right. I'm going to do something that I've been meaning to do with this for a long time. This is so hard to read. And a lot of people miss. Gazat. So they don't understand why RC is smoking and smoldering, and they don't get it. And that makes it markedly easier to see. Something I've been meaning to do for a very long time. Okay. Good day, Hone. Thank you for joining us. You've been with us for like 45 minutes. That's not bad. You didn't kill anybody. Also a plus. Right? I consider that a positive. We've got multiple positives going on here. And also another thing that happened with the early 30s was this weird problem with this side getting chopped off for reasons. So I'm going to put that back in. The door's open again. Yeah, I don't know if I want to go through and fix all of that stuff necessarily. But at least once this is done, these will become sort of the definitive comics out of this book for this set. See you later, my friend. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, on the job, number of customers being murdered is generally front pop. Alrighty. This was my design to do something like Lucy, who says these weird things. Make sure I spelled it, Mia. Make sure I don't introduce new errors, because that won't help us any. And then we'll just clear the bottom of that out, and we'll be good. All right. There we go. Getting in here and eating out all of that. Yeah. It may be an important thing at some point in time to go through and fine tooth comb these, but today is not that day. I often think about this particular poem. I threw an arrow into the air, It fell to earth. I know not where. Why were you throwing arrows, people? Like, you guys don't understand the risk of throwing arrows? Well, I mean, obviously, RC always finds the risk to everything. All right. I'm probably going to go to... All right, we're going to go in here. That's what we're going to do. We're going to fix this guy. I'm going to come in here with a pen. No. Just make it straight, guy. There we go. And then we'll try to get in here. I made it. This is a gradient that I made in like 1998 or something. So we're going to have to rebuild it with hopes that we're doing this right. And so what I will do is make a screen that goes all the way across. And then I can just go meet, and then say duplicate. And then what we can do is once the screen's in place, we can cut through it and get all of the artwork underneath it out. Can include new. I mean, definitely that's a first thing I'm going to do. Then I'm going to say outline selection, draw outside the borders. That and then that, and draw outside the border. Here, that's inside the borders. I mean, not like that's bad, but I wanted it to go the other direction. Outlines, so draw outside the borders. There. Perfect. It might be just easier for me to just then do this. Flatten it, and then just go in here and fix it. Redraw it. Man, look at all these scanning artifacts, though. I mean, like, not even scanning artifacts, but like this. The ground is like really simple. It's funny. I had somebody at one of the conventions once say, if you had more time, would you do a better job on the artwork? And I was somewhat like taken aback because I was like, well, I mean, yeah, I guess, but my artwork is really fine. In my head, I was like, there's nothing wrong with my artwork. And now looking at it, I'm like, no, I actually see exactly what he was saying. Definitely have some rough spots in here that you can easily see, but I didn't see it at the time. Right? It's kind of funny that that's the case. There we go. Patched it up real nice. Real nice. It looks good. We need to put the star back in. There's a lot of clunking in that music. I don't like the clunking. All right. Pepper!
Hello.
Hey there, Pepper.
You can make me small. I'm just here.
You're
I don't
visiting.
have something on the screen. It's just me.
I'll make you small. Put you at the small part of the screen. I'm going through and fixing edits and things like that on the book. Because this book needs to roll out as soon as possible. So how you doing today? Sounds like it.
Pretty much.
I don't know. They cleaned the ducts in the house, and I guess it takes a few days for it to blow all the crap out of the system. I don't know. He must have shook up everything because I've been sneezing and I don't feel sick at all, but there's too much dust. Sneeze.
There was like some type of pollen in my area.
Oh yeah.
This morning. It's also been windy.
Right.
In my area. I'm just happy that no fallen branches happened.
Right. That's definitely a plus. There we go. Just fixing up a couple of little like. There we go.
I got all my pages thumbed, so now I'm just filling in for the I'm getting the script done.
Oh, good. Definitely a plus.
Oh, she's coming back Friday, then that should be fine.
Alrighty.
I have me and Bill have a class this Friday coming up. That's like from 8:30 in the morning till 4:30 in the afternoon.
Wow.
But we have 3 of these classes. So.
How long am I planning on streaming? Are you talking to me, Can? Because I'm gonna go until 11, but I've got this thing at 11:30 I've got to do, which I actually don't want to do. So this guy called up and was like, "Hey, I've got this product for photographers that do real estate," and I was like, "Cool." He's like, "I saw your website and it looks like it could use some help." And I'm like, I don't have any money right now. He's like, that's cool, but let me at least show you what our product is so that when you do have money, you can make the decision to use it. And I was like, hey, yeah, that's cool, as long as you're not going to high pressure me. And then that was before the whole funeral thing. And now I'm like, I don't want to do that. And so, like, I don't know. But I promised him, because it was like, it'll only take a little bit. But now I'm like, I don't want to do it.
I would say that you're depressed because you have to attend a funeral.
I can't talk to you. I'm depressed because I have to attend a funeral.
I'm sorry, it works. It's uncomfortable enough for people not to ask questions.
Yep.
And it's not lying.
It's not lying.
You know that they would be trying to do a hard sale if they try to reschedule.
Yeah.
Which is worse, because now you know that they're a hard sell.
Yeah. Anyway, so another hour. If you want to join me, Brian, that's totally cool. Oh man, so many of these things have like either periods at them, and they just need to be like dealt with. Yeah. So it's funny because I was just making fun of Mariah because I'm like, hey, page 1's the only one that doesn't have any edits on them. And she was like, that's not true. I left a lot of pages alone. And it was like particularly funny because really? No, actually, I'm kind of like, there's a lot of stuff that she missed on every page. It's just for these first pages. They're a little rough. But I mean, like, this one is dated February 1st, 2001. So, I mean, these are not exactly, spring chicken comics here.
Although that would make a very interesting thing for Springs.
Yeah, it would.
A robot named Spring Chicken.
There you go.
It looks like a robot that has a rooster head.
Yeah. He's afraid of everything.
Yes. Including the return of human beings.
Right. Yeah, I actually have not, in the story of Springs, said what happened to people. Like, they may be there somewhere.
There could be like an actual threat of the return of human beings.
I mean, Don Q makes a joke at some point in time where, the sign says "Danger, humans ahead," and he said, "That's funny. I didn't know that they were ever behind."
Check something on the phone, advertisement pops up.
Yep. You got it. That's the nature of the beast.
The nature of being human.
Yerp. Yeah, like all of these guys need just little fixes. Like this last part of the frame is just cut on all of these weirdly.
I didn't do it.
This is definitely Pepper's work. It's clearly the work of Pepper. You can always tell. You can always tell the work of Pepper because he always gets louder when he's about to feed on human flesh.
Don't give away my secrets, guy.
True. My apologies. I found out that speaking of Princess Bride, found out that Princess Bride is on one of the streaming services, Paramount or Disney. I can't remember which. It's on one of them. That's cool.
Yeah.
Or that show or that movie. It's one of my absolute favorites, which is why I just.
The funny thing is there are people who want them to remake Princess Bride.
Oh man, no. There's a
But
short
they want
movies in the world. It would be a shame to ruin that one.
Actually, I can actually get behind who they want to do the roles of Princess Buttercup and everything, because it's the original actress's daughter playing Princess Buttercup.
Okay.
Her savior, I think, someone that I forget who it was, but basically looks like a young Carrie Ewan's.
Always. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then, but the problem is all the other people.
Mm.
I don't have I have issue with the rest of the cast.
Well, I mean, it wasn't done by a casting director, so
Yeah. Oh no, this is like an actual like Hollywood insider like doing it, but not saying it's going to happen.
Right.
It's like, But
I think this is particularly humorous. This particular thing here where she picks up the satellite phone. I think that's funny. Because we don't have satellite phones anymore. But in 2001 we did.
We still have satellite phones.
But they don't do the same things. It's not the same thing.
No.
And Starlink is trying to get rid of satellite phones altogether, so you can just use your normal cell phone. That's the whole point behind Starlink.
Elon Musk can control all cell phone stuff?
Mm-hmm.
No, thank you. Have you seen what he's done to Twitter?
Oh yeah, Twitter's fun. Twitter is a world of entertainment. All right. Feel like that helped a lot. And I fixed all of the yawn damsel in distress problems, yeah? Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at this. I'm not sure of that. Well, if you need to work on stuff, we're here. Well, here we are.
No. I made something last night for dinner that I haven't made in a very long time.
A mess?
No,
Oh.
Japanese style curry.
Oh, I love Japanese style curry. That's
With
it's one of my signatures.
with short grain Japanese rice.
Nice.
Which I think I inadvertently got the wrong kind. Because I got the kind that you technically can pound out and turn into mochi. Instead.
Right.
So,
It still works. That still works.
I mean, it did, but you definitely can tell it's not meant for it's not a normal rice. I did wash it though too, so it wasn't like super glutinous.
Maya was like, the text is really small. I don't know if there's anything you can do about that. And like, well, I mean, if the text is too small, I guess there's nothing we can do but go through and blow it apart and redo it. She's like, but that seems like so much work. And I'm like, well, yeah, but we want to do this right. I mean, you know, there will come a point where I'm like, I can't do any more. Like, I really should change the text, the font in the first 30 comics. Good morning, Donald. because the first 30 comics are I'm using Comic Sans as the font because I did them in 2002, you know, when before it was gauche to use Comic Sans. So I was like, hey, look, it's a comic font. Nobody will know that I didn't handwrite this.
There's several comic fonts now.
I have my own font, which is in my handwriting. So I don't need it to worry about it.
I'm happy not doing my own handwriting. It looks atrocious.
Well, my handwriting is also atrocious. So this is my handwriting. However, I wrote it really carefully. But it is still my handwriting, which is important. It's important to me because I really felt like later on, I was like, wow, you know, when I do things, when I use a computer assist, it's very important. It's very important when I do an assist that it be my stuff. Like the 3D models that I use for my maquettes, they have to be drawn by me. You know what I mean? Like, otherwise I feel like I'm cheating. And that's me. I don't feel like you're cheating or anything like that. I feel like I'm cheating.
Are you calling me a dirty cheater?
I'm totally calling you a dirty cheater.
You're a dirty cheater.
Yeah, your mom's a dirty cheater.
How would you know?
I don't know. She told me last. I don't know. I'm bad at that joke. I don't.
You're supposed to say she told me last night.
Yeah, that's where I was going. I was like, I don't know, man. This could be weird. The your mom joke has been so we use that a lot in Geek Tank. We love the your mom joke thing, and I realized that may or may not be something that other people know, you know. Actually, this isn't horrible. Like, it's a lot easier to fix these than it was to fix the original 30s, because I gave myself a lot more. Oh yeah, that's part of the reason why we do it, is because it's silly to get into a fight about that. Because there's multiple reasons for it. One, obviously, you don't really know the other person's mom, so you're not telling a truth. You know, it's like, I'm not saying Pepper's mom is X, Y, or Z because I've never met Pepper's mom. So there's no real way that if I say, your mom does this or whatever, I don't even know what your mom looks like. So I couldn't even say, you know, your mom's so fat that blah, 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 or whatever, because I don't know.
Me.
Huh?
She looks like me, but female and red hair.
I was going to say, your mom has a beard.
Older.
There. Your mom has a beard.
My mom doesn't have a beard anymore.
Not anymore. That was good. That was well done. Well played. Well played.
My mom is half Eastern European and half
All I was trying to say was that you're like, she looks like me, and I'm like, you have a beard. Yeah. So,
okay.
but your response was well played. That was well played. I can size of a vinyl record. It's going to be 8.5 by 8.5, which isn't bad. That's a square book. It's going to be pretty much the same size as the old one. I'm just trying to go in here and fix some of this up. What's that digital one? There's a digital font. I mean, Courier, no.
What do you mean by digital font?
It looks like it's printed on a printer.
That's pretty much all fonts.
You're very funny.
I mean, I watched a video this morning where someone asked someone, "So, what's the capital? What's the capital in California?" And they go, "The sea."
That was actually clever. That's good. I like that.
Well, the guy said in California,
In
not
California.
of California.
Yeah. That's why I was laughing. Like that's well done. Well played. Maybe Lucida console might work. I'm saying it out loud because I'm about to go click through things. I may or may not remember to come back to it, or remember which one I'm supposed to come back to. Got to be careful with some of these because they'll start writing in Japanese out there, and that won't help me. In Simpson. Okay. Ugh. Oh, hey, look, there's all the Tamerbeshi. I could write it in Tamerbeshi. Nobody will ever figure that one out.
According to Greek mythology, Chiron was a half horse, half human doctor. This made him the centaur for disease control.
Yeah. It's true.
I'm sidetracking.
We
We need a tune named Casanova with some fun.
you had $1 million idea last night, but can't remember all of it. So you had like a $500,000 idea. It was like a $500,000 idea. Oh, come on, that was good.
Dad joke aside, I don't know about Casanova. I feel like the special power or skill would be charisma and able to charm the pants off of everyone. So I don't know on how well that would really do outside of a super in the interior of a superhero comic. Other than he gets the bad person that he has to go up against, but always ends up in the bedroom.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't do so good here. Not for Springs anyway.
Yeah.
Springs. I mean, I think the only thing I could ever do with Springs with Casanova would be to do a stereotype, and that wouldn't be cool.
So I looked up the larva stage of praying mantis, and they look like giant versions of tremors. Sorry, well, they look like tremors.
I see.
The larva stage for praying mantises, they look like the things on Tremors, but they have wings.
See, I'm not into any of that. That just sounds horrible all the way across the board. Just saying.
So, like, if someone's telling a story and then everything's being done on narration, and you've had no one really talk, the narration talks, like, there's only, like, one panel where, like, you had sound effects because the narrator wanted it to be like that. How would you express a whole group of people screaming at that point? Or would they just be basically like freaking out visibly?
Wait, one more time. What is he doing? Because you took a left on that one, and so the words I loaded just like went nope and dumped out. So try it again.
Okay. I'm on a scene where basically popping out of the dirt mounds, I'm going from a panel where popping out of little tiny dirt mounds in the greenhouse, small larva stage mantis men are popping out of the ground.
Okay.
And then I go to the next panel, and the next panel is a group of children and the princess that is now in the greenhouse who have been observing the mounds growing, and they finally see what popped out do I have them scream? Or do I have them verbally not say anything
no.
or not scream, but they just look very scared?
Look horrified. Look
Okay.
horrified. Do horrified.
Yeah.
Because, like, if they knew what was coming to some degree, even if it wasn't what they expected, then they wouldn't be scared as much as they'd be like, wow, that's what happened? Oh, God, sort of thing.
Mm.
Horrified. They'd be like,
Okay. Ugh.
hard part I'm having here is dealing with this guy. Right here. Hey, some user. Long time no see, my friend. How are things over on your side of the world? Oh man, Pone already went to bed. We would have had the 3 points of the world thing. I like whenever we have 3 points of the world on the show. We get somebody from Europe, somebody from Asia, and then, us. Then it's like, we are in the world! The world! Uh-oh. Well, some user, as someone who has done animation, let me say, run now, run fast.
And I will say, good luck.
Oh yeah, that's what my bogus degree, that's what my degree was in, was animation. No, that traditional animation. I even have, like, sitting over here. It's kind of a anachronism, but this is animation paper with its registration punches. And dang it, it's too bright. I can't make it work so you could see the holes, all three of the holes at the same time. But yeah, so still have written animation paper over here, which now I usually just carry around whenever I do things on, how animation used to be, back in the day when the dinosaurs roamed the earth, so anyway, old school. This is more complicated than it needs to be. Trying to get all of these guys. There we go. I don't know if that'll work. Trying to organize it so that this I can go over this way a little bit, but I need to leave enough room for Rover to say his ping. Right? I agree.
Hello. Looks like River.
Hey, River. We had River here before. River's a return. Hi.
What does the rover say?
Ping. Ping, pingy, pingy, ping. It's like totally a song there. We can make a song. Just saying. All right. Let's. There we go. That's probably. Yeah, it's in feet. It's not exposure time. We set the cameras, always the cameras are set at the exact same exposure rate, because if they aren't, then during the animation it gets brighter and darker. So whatever you're setting it for, you set the camera for exactly that exposure. So I'm just going to put his. Why am I determined to go above this line? I'm so determined to do that. I don't need to. There we go. So I use Clip Studio Paint, and that's what we're using right now. And that's it's designed for comics. Oh, I've got all kinds of stories, man. Like bizarre stories. But so to you, River, I'm using Clip Studio Paint, which right now is a pretty decent deal. They're going to make a version that is it's a one-time buy right now, yes. And then they're going to have an upgrade path on it. It's a subscription if you use it on a tablet, like a Galaxy or an iPad Pro. But if you're just using it on PC, just the normal IBM PC, it's not a subscription. which is important because I actually am over subscriptions. I am so done with subscriptions. I'm paying a subscription every month to Adobe, and somewhere made the realization that at this point in time, I have paid a little over $6,000 for Adobe at this point. And I am so done with that. So the problem I've got is that everybody is at a point now where they think that it's okay to do subscriptions. And so our days are numbered, my friend. Our days are numbered. Soon it won't matter because they all smell blood in the water on this one. And so it will be a subscription service at some point for all of us. But for right now, this program has a non-subscription service going for it. They actually tried. They originally put out starting in next year, we're going to start doing a subscription service for Clip Studio. And everybody came unglued saying, look, you're the reason we're with you because Photoshop plays that game. And, they were like, well, if you want us to go back to Photoshop, this is the way to do it. Because really, Photoshop will do all of the jobs that this program does. The thing that we're just sliding right in there. There we go. The thing that's really useful about Clip Studio that isn't something that you get in Photoshop, right? The things that that you don't get in Photoshop is the ability to make controls or to make books, to make entire books. So over here on this left side is my control panel for this book. So I'll show you here. I can, once I've saved this, I can then go, and this is every page in this book already page set and aligned and ready to go. So I don't need to worry about it. And that's what's really cool about this. And I like it a lot. And that makes things so much nicer to be able to do that. So that's the one benefit. Clip Studio Paint is designed for making comic books. That's what it's made for. It is totally designed to make comic books. So I really like CSP. And what they're going to do is this. They've decided that they're going to have a mixed model on this. You can buy it outright for like $200 or something like that, or you can pay $30 a month or $15 a month or $10 a month or whatever. But the point is that you can choose. So I will be buying it outright at $200 because I'm not playing that game. So that's
But if you do the subscription model, don't you actually get the upgrades and the updates for free?
Yeah, if you go the subscription model, every upgrade is free. If you don't go the subscription model, then when they stop doing repairs and patches on version 1, this is version 1. When they stop doing patches on version 1, it's over for you. You'll either have to upgrade to version 2 or just hope that nothing breaks. Version 2, what I'm hoping for is that they'll fix some of the text tools that are dumb here. So, well, and that I don't know if I mind, because then version 2 is going to go for like 2 or 3 years, and then they're going to do version 3. And it's the same thing. On version 3, they'll offer one of, you can either buy it outright or you can pay subscription. And I don't mind that as much because that's a choice. I mean, because I still get that they have to make money somehow. So I get that. That makes sense. But yeah, I think they're all going that way. They've got money, and they can see the money, and so we definitely are heading to the. And that's how we lost all of our money. So, but I mean, honestly, I think their subscription model is not $30. I think their subscription model is like 7 or 8 or something like that.
That's better than Adobe for sure.
Yeah, I mean they're definitely trying to do better than Adobe. Yeah. Well, they're not going to make us pay for. They're not going to make us pay for version 1. Or are you talking about? Yeah, they're not going to make us go to subscription on version 1. We continue to have version 1 upgrades until they're no longer supporting version 1. So that's not going to change. Yeah, there was a lot of backlash when they did that. Like, they announced that they were going to go to that, and there was a lot of backlash. So I don't feel like they're going to stick to that idea, at least in the short term. No. This is all version 1. If you're running this they haven't released version 2 yet. So this is version 1. Version 2 comes out at the end of this year or the beginning of next year or something like that. I don't know. Something. I'm just, like I said, I'm not going to version 2 if they haven't fixed the text problem. Yes. So, and that's the thing is like people are like, you know what? I can still do my comics on Photoshop. I don't need all of the cool tools you've got. And if you're going to force us to pay the subscription service anyway, then we'll just stay with Photoshop. And then that's when Clip Studio decided to reverse their setup because they realize they've got advantage right now as long as they are not doing the whole thing with crappy whatever subscription. Sorry, having a hard time concentrating on the subscription. I'll try to do this. What's the disadvantage of? Um, what's the disadvantage of outright stealing Photoshop? It's one of the most stolen software pieces
They
ever.
have free versions of Photoshop that you can download. It's just like a really, really old version.
Yeah, you can get the older versions. I've got on a disk somewhere, lying around somewhere. I've got Photoshop. What was it, 6 or 7? Whichever one was the last one they rolled out. The biggest problem you're going to find, River, is at some point in time, Windows won't support it. And that's the biggest problem. I mean, like, some users talking about using CS3, and at some point, Windows will just stop handling it. And when that happens, you'll be forced to move on, and that'll be sucky. And that's just the way of the law of the west. And that's the thing is like that's the part of the problem that we've got is that like when they start doing stuff like this, it forces people into piracy, and then they complain that they're not getting enough money because of piracy. Well, yeah, I mean, because they're abusing their they're they're abusing their audience, and so or their customer base, and so CS6. Yeah, and it's like I need to check back on what some users saying because some user you've been talking about something else completely. Sorry. One, I learned how to use CSP for animation, TV Paint. The anime industry uses CSP, and this is great for animation for the same reasons that it's good for manga. But we didn't when I oh my god, yeah, some user the person. If you look on the stream here over there, some users coming in through YouTube. So you can see some users icon is a little red YouTube icon. You're coming in through Twitch, so you're not seeing anybody else on the Twitch stream, but our restreamer can transmit out to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Picardo, and then it pulls all of you guys back in. So that's why I put it up on the screen up here on this side, is because if it's up on this screen, then you can see everybody talking. Because like some user, it's the same. I'm GS Davis Art on both. I don't know whether you're coming in on KN's side or not.
I mean, if you want to know me, just look up Pepper DeLuca. You'll find everything. I haven't met another Pepper DeLuca, so
yeah, it's Pepper's down there. I'm GS Davis Art. KN is I don't know what KN's handle is out on I mean, I'm assuming it's hang on, let me look on Twitch. I think it's just KN. Yeah, CAYEN. And then I'm GS Davis Art everywhere. So, oh no. Some user, YouTube thinks you're peddling. YouTube thinks you're here now. That works. And now you can see what some user is saying. Although you can still see it up there. You didn't have to be over on YouTube. Some user, can you still post? Did it just block you?
It says Ray's here.
Photoshop CS3.
Hi, Ray.
Hi, Ray. Ray, I think, is River. Did YouTube warn you about? Yes. Some users, yeah, I know some users on my side. It was the question of whether Ray was on my side or not. So, learned how to use CSP for animation. Yeah, I think so too. There's this old Disney animator on YouTube who uses TV Paint. So, yeah. So the to some user, TV Paint I've never gotten into very well. It didn't. I don't know. It wasn't. I just didn't like it as much. So, and that doesn't mean that you can't. There's nothing wrong with it. It is totally fine. No, it's 11 o'clock.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's it for the stream.
Yeah, except I'm going to finish what I was writing. Because once I'm done here, I've got to prep for that call that I don't want to take. Go past the supermarket. It's on the left. I like the fact that here is this rover, which has traveled quite a long ways to get to Springs World, and has landed here, and needs to go to the bathroom. Luckily, there's a supermarket. So, because that's funny. That's okay. It's funny in my world. Guess you never think of the lack of services in interplanetary space. I mean, right? You don't think of that. Nobody thinks of that. I think I'll go for interstellar space because we don't know how far. There we go. Because we don't know how far Springs World is. Right? You won't be stopped by YouTube. Well, Ray, it's good to have you here. How do you keep motivated when drawing? I actually do this stream. That's actually literally what this stream is about. So this is what we call an accountability stream. So Pepper and Kayan and myself and a couple of other artists, I try to broadcast every day from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Mountain Time US, and every night from 10 p.m. to midnight Mountain Time US. And then if we do this all the time, then sometimes Pepper and Kayan will join me, and then we just get work done. That's what we do. We just sit here and do our work. And that's how we keep going, because otherwise we run out of steam or we get sidetracked or whatever, and it's pretty brutal. And so this is our, what we call an accountability stream. So you can join us as well. Just hang out with us, and we will keep you company, and you can talk to us, and we can talk to you, and that kind of thing. Oh, my animations. Yes, some user, but ask me tomorrow because I've got to clear the stream. I've got to clear the stream so I can get on a phone call with somebody who wants me to connect to their website and see their product. And they're trying to convince me that they have the awesomest product for photographers that have ever existed. And I'm like, well, okay. Well, and that's the thing, Ray. Like, I feel like part of my problem has always been that I don't stick to it very well because I have attention deficit, stupid ADD, which kills me every time, I swear to God. So ADD just totally kicks my butt all the time. And so anyway, so what I do is this is part of it because I can be somewhat distracted, but not distracted enough to not do the job, you know? So anyway, there we go. I have done what my wife has just asked me. Hundreds of half finished. Yeah. It's me too. So, Ray, that is exactly what we do, my dear friend. That is actually one of our big things is you tell us what your project is. And when you decide to change to a different project, we say, no, Ray, get back onto your first project. Stay with us. So Tuesday. Yeah, so the accountability goes always. Ken is super focused. Sometimes like alarmingly focused. So we have to pull Ken back and keep him cooling down a little bit so that he doesn't burn himself out, because he'll burn himself out, which sucks. Whereas Pepper has clearly gotten a lot of his controls going, but it does help to keep him on target from time to time. So that's always a big plus. But it was Pepper and I that started this accountability stream just before COVID, because Pepper and I were getting together at a coffee shop and working together. And Pepper was like, you know what? I really wish we had an accountability stream. And I was like, I don't even know what that is. And then Pepper told me.
Actually, it's called an artist check-in.
Yep, but it's an accountability stream. And I'm like, I don't even know what that is. And so, yeah, ADD is brutal, man. ADD is brutal. So that's one of the reasons we're here.
Yeah.
So you are in the right place, my friend. You are totally in the right place. Ray, show up here. Where are you? What part of the world are you in? Some user is over in England, so we're at night. Oh, we're there for some, or first thing in the morning. Oh yeah, it's at night. Sometimes you just need to bounce the ideas off of somebody. We'll do that for you too. So, well, yes, I'm sorry. I meant to say Europe. They both start with E. Oh man, that sucks. Hey, that's true. Oh, good heavens. Mongolia puts you at what? Like, it's like 10 at night there, yeah? Depending on where you are? Or is it 1 a.m.? Mongolia is huge. So, um, so some user, have we discussed ever the ADD aphasia? Aphasia is where you swap words in your head. I actually do better in Japanese than I do in English because they use characters like ideograms. Yeah, it's the middle of the night for you, man. Which is cool. Mongolia, though, it's Mongolia. That's a very pretty place. See, now I've gotten all like sidetracked because ADD. So now I'm like, ooh, Mongolia. I actually want to visit Mongolia someday. It's on my to-do list. So, and very, very empty and probably not very warm right now either because we're in Denver in Colorado and it's not very warm here either. It's actually right now at 0. We're at 0 degrees Celsius. Look at us. We're at freezing.
It's supposed to be much better by the weekend.
Yeah, by the weekend it's supposed to get better.
It's supposed to be spring-like.
Well, yeah, but this is Colorado, so.
I said spring-like.
And then it will go on ahead into winter again. Then we'll get second winter.
Yes, and then we'll get second spring.
Then we'll get second spring, and then we'll get false winter, and then we'll get false spring. And then somewhere along the line, it'll just turn into hell because they just start all of a sudden switches.
No. Hell's Florida. It's just normal summer for everyone else.
So, okay, Ray, we broadcast your time. We broadcast from midnight. So midnight to 2 a.m. for you. So if you can remember that, you can join us any night for you at midnight. The only thing is we do not broadcast Friday night or Saturday night because we're out doing stuff. So, and that's Friday night, Saturday night, U.S. time. Also, as a side note, just real quick, I'm also not going to be broadcasting this Friday because I have a photo shoot. But so this Friday night, I won't be broadcasting, but normally we broadcast for you on your side. I'm trying to translate my head to Mongolian time so that I can remember where we are. So you got a lot of snow? That's cool. But I gotta go because this guy's going to be calling me in like 10 minutes. And I need to go pee first. So I gotta go to the bathroom. So
bye, everyone.
I will head on. I will see you guys later, Ray. I hope to see you again, my friend. Please join us again because we'll keep you on task. We'll help you work these things through, and I'll answer any questions about CSP or anything like that. And it was good to see you, some user. I'm glad you're here, and I know Donald was here for a while. I don't know what happened to Donald, but we'll see you guys all later. I also will be broadcasting, Ray, if it makes any difference. I'll be broadcasting again in Oh, you're in Indonesia, or were you trying to say insomnia? Because I have insomnia. That's an ADD trait. Yay for ADD. Oh, yeah. You have insomnia, so day and night doesn't affect you. Yeah. Last night, I slept from midnight to 2 a.m.
Guy, don't you have to go?
I have to go. I'll talk to you guys later. Hey, everybody.
Yeah.
Good to have you here, Pepper. I'll see you later. And remember to keep your eyes on the stars. Bye.